I guess I'm not surprised that Derryn's got a tough sentence. That is very tough for Derryn. 5 months where you will effectively won't hear from Derryn. I've read through the restrictions that are imposed on him. No communication on the internet or on Twitter, any social media, no interviews, no broadcasting. The conditions are even worse in some ways than being sent to jail. If Derryn had been sent to jail, I would have been able to visit him under normal circumstances, talk to him and come out and tell you what he had to say. Under the conditions as I read them now, and we're getting legal advice, I could talk to him at his home, but I couldn't tell you what he said. That's a tough restriction on anybody and arguably goes further than what's imposed on people in jail. But for a bloke who's known as the human headline, for 5 months, it's going to be a real struggle. Personally, and I'm a more private person than Derryn, but I would hate to be locked up in my house for 5 months with very little communication with anybody else. I think you become addicted in media to various levels of communication. That's why we all use Twitter, get on the internet, put out messages, broadcast. He can't do any of that. I'm not surprised. It wasn't his first offence. It was a fairly blatant one, and I don't think Derryn will be surprised either by the strength of it. But these conditions around the edge are pretty tough. If it hadn't been for his health, he'd be in jail. And I guess it's better to serve the 5 months at home than in jail, even with these conditions. The other point I'd make is that with his health condition, you could never convince Derryn to take a break. He wouldn't have taken 5 months off to get over the liver transplant. Now he's sort of forced to take the 5 months off. Hopefully he can use it to rebuild his health. But he will be intensely frustrated by that lack of communication. And that's something any of us can understand if we work in this business.